All right, we are back on MorningLine, our final segment. If you'd like to join in the conversation, talk with Sheriff Hall this morning. The number 737-7587. And just was thinking at this point, as you go into the holiday season, you guys are going to do Sober Ride again for New Year's Eve?
Geared up for that, yeah. We were talking about that.
Is it just New Year's Eve? Is that
New Year's and St. Patrick's Day we'll do again. So, but yeah, New Year's, it ought to be a big year. It falls on a kind of a extended weekend, and you know, I have no idea but we always laugh. The bowl teams have a lot to do with that. I mean, if it's Tennessee here, Kentucky here, those kind of teams, or Notre Dame last year.
Yeah, what was it last year? It was Notre Dame and LSU. That was a good game.
Big, yeah. It'll be. So, you know, but we'll be gearing up and hopefully be back over here to talk about that too. But it's a, we'll do it New Year's Eve night through obviously New Year's Day, and just a really good service. Our staff volunteer, over 100 of them will volunteer that night, don't get paid a dime to take people home.
And they're in their squad cars, is that what it is?
Yeah, and they're volunteering, they're not being paid, and they'll just take people to and from without, not to another establishment, but to home, and no questions asked, and it's just a really, really incredible service.
Every year, do you think you get more calls, less calls? Is it increased? I mean, let's face it, the population of Nashville is growing so fast. I would just imagine that you're getting more calls just because there's more people here.
What's happened is the way Nashville handles New Year's is different. We used to be where you'd go all over the city, you know, in different establishments. Now it's one concentrated area downtown.
That's true, and more people are living downtown.
Right. So you really are here getting them from the center hub to where they want to go home.
Oh, I see.
Then we used to go to Briley Parkway and to Dickerson Road and to Donaldson Pike, and so you're picking up people. Now we just concentrate a significant amount of resources downtown, and if you're at a big party and outdoors and you come out, we'll be sitting there waiting and take you home from the establishment so you don't try to drive home. And so that's easier in some ways, but the volume is tremendous. We could take 10,000 people home if we had the vehicles probably, but it's a really neat service. It's going to become a fixture, and everyone's
familiar with it. No, it is. I think a lot of, listen, we will have you on before that. Okay, is that all right? Let's
we'll
take a quick call from Jewel. Jewel, good morning.
Good morning, Nick.
Hey, Jewel, go ahead.
Listen, we was talking about simple assault and attempted murder. I mentioned I got shot 3 times down there on Lower Broad back in the 80s, and that's all this fellow was charged with.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was interesting when you called it. That is kind of interesting. Right now they're looking for these individuals that shot Councilman Green, and they're charged with, I think, ag assault. But you shoot someone 3 times, I would think that would be attempted murder, but I mean, that's the DA's call with what they know right now, I suppose.
Yeah, and I don't know that case, but I'd truly argue that that's more than simple assault. But
yeah, you would think, and there's a considerable difference in time served between attempted murder and, I mean, I think, you know, simple assault or I don't know,
a misdemeanor, actually.
Simple assault. Now, ag assault could be more serious. This would be more probably ag assault, but ag assault even, I think, maybe shot once, maybe hit in the head with a baseball bat, all awful things. But shot 3 times? You're wanting to kill someone if you're shooting them 3 times.
Yeah, and to me, I heard a comedian, George Carlin, I think said this years ago, that he thought the sentence for attempted should be more than if you're successful, because you failed at doing what you that you were trying to do. And we almost lighten up too much on people. When you're attempting to kill someone, and it doesn't reduce the likelihood that you were that willing to do it. I mean, there was I think is it Sumner County where the deputy was shot with a bulletproof vest?
Yeah.
And this guy
it's like you're lucky that you were either a lousy shot or the deputy was wearing a bulletproof vest, but your still intent is the same whether it's successful or not.
Yeah, why are we going to reduce what your punishment is because I was smart enough to wear the vest against something you were doing against me?
That's an interesting conversation, because there is a difference between that murder or attempted murder. Yeah. Interesting conversation today. It's always good having you on, and it's good. We'll see you again. You know, if you will come on, we'll talk about other things, but Sober Ride as well, which is great. It's nice to have you. It's nice to have Carla in the wings. I think if I'm you, I'd take her to breakfast this morning. It's first day back on the job.
We have a meeting at 9. We have to get to the meeting. What do you mean?
You're back right into it. That's the way it is. All right, well, good to have her back. Nice to see you, sir.
Thank you. You too.
Take a break. Be back. Wrap things up right after this. Stay with us.